Machiavelli's The Prince is the most infamous book on power ever written, and the man he admired the most was Cesare Borgia, a man who used cruelty not for chaos, but for control. In 1502, a brutal governor was found executed in the town square. The people cheered, but it wasn't justice. It was Borgia's plan. Today, we'll uncover 3 dark power lessons from Machiavelli's favorite prince, and why they still matter today. When Cesare Borgia took control of the Romagna region in northern Italy, he inherited chaos. Crime was rampant, nobles were rebelling, and the people lived in fear of disorder. To fix it, Borgia made a chilling move. He appointed a ruthless lieutenant, Ramiro de Orco, and gave him absolute power. Ramiro wasted no time. He used terror as his weapon, executions in the streets, punishments so brutal they became legends. Within months, the chaos was gone. But the people hated him, and that was exactly Borgia's design. Once order had been restored, Borgia staged his masterstroke. One morning, the people of Cesena found Ramiro de Orco's body cut in 2, displayed in the town square. His corpse was left as a public warning, a symbol of cruelty punished. Fear turned into relief, and relief into loyalty. Machiavelli called this cruelty well used, violence swift and calculated, followed by a spectacle of mercy. The psychology is timeless. When something dirty must be done, don't stain your own hands. Delegate it, then destroy the delegate and take the credit for justice yourself. But Borgia's genius didn't end with cruelty. He understood that fear could control the masses, but cunning could destroy his rivals. And nowhere is that clearer than in the massacre of Senigallia. Cesare Borgia's enemies weren't just the chaotic nobles of Romagna. He also faced powerful mercenary captains, men like Vitellozzo Vitelli and Oliverotto da Fermo, who pretended to serve him while secretly plotting his downfall. Open war against them would have been costly, so Borgia chose something far deadlier: deception. In December 1502, he sent letters to his rivals, promising reconciliation and forgiveness. He spoke of peace and friendship, and spread these words through envoys to make them more convincing. To strengthen the illusion, Borgia even pulled back his troops from the city walls of Senigallia, leaving the streets quiet and calm. Everything signaled safety. The captains, desperate for stability and eager to believe the war was over, lowered their guard. They rode into the city unarmed, convinced that Borgia had truly extended his hand in trust. But once they entered his stronghold, the gates shut behind them. Borgia's men seized the commanders, and by the end of the day, the most dangerous of his enemies were dead. This became known as the Massacre of Senigallia. What looked like mercy was bait. What looked like peace was a trap. The psychology is brutal but effective. Trust disarms faster than weapons. By appearing generous, Borgia lowered his rivals' defenses, and when their guard was down, he destroyed them in one stroke. The lesson? Borgia proved that deception is deadlier than force. His rivals at Senigallia weren't conquered in battle. They were manipulated into walking straight into his trap. Fear might make enemies resist, but deception makes them blind. And once deception takes hold, defeat is inevitable. But Borgia also knew that power couldn't rest on deception and fear alone. A ruler who is only cruel will be hated, and hatred breeds rebellion. To hold power, he needed balance. Which leads to his third great lesson: the art of mixing fear with favor. After crushing resistance in Romagna, Borgia changed his approach. He invested in public works, repaired roads, stabilized trade, and enforced order. Under his rule, life became stricter, but also safer. For many, it was the first taste of stability in years. The people feared him, yes, but they also benefited from his authority. That balance made him respected as well as feared. Machiavelli argued that this was essential. Cruelty without purpose leads to revolt, but cruelty followed by stability builds loyalty. The psychology is timeless. People will tolerate, even forgive, harshness if it leaves them better off. Fear commands obedience. Favor secures allegiance. The lesson? Fear alone makes power fragile, but fear balanced with results, safety, order, prosperity, makes power endure. Fear stabilizes rule. Favor legitimizes it. Cesare Borgia's career was short, but his methods left a mark so deep that Machiavelli used him as the blueprint for the prince. 3 lessons stand out. Delegate cruelty and take credit for mercy. Use deception to disarm enemies, and balance fear with favor to secure loyalty. These were the dark power lessons of Machiavelli's favorite prince, and whether in politics, business, or daily life, they remind us of a truth as old as history. Power isn't just about strength, it's about perception. And those who control perception control everything.